Good evening, I'm Matt Woodman. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, the next chapter, why the province is pausing its ban on certain books from school libraries. Back to school, but for how long? Parents worry about their kids if their teachers decide to strike. And Armory tour, a look inside one of Edmonton's oldest buildings that's up for sale.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
The UCP government is changing its orders, directing schools to ban certain books. It had previously told school divisions to remove what it calls books with sexually explicit content from schools by October 1st. Now that plan is on pause. CTV's Brendan Purdy is following this story for us and joins us now in studio. So, Brendan, what do we know about the province's decision to pause the ban?
Well, Matt, last week, CTV News obtained Edmonton Public Schools' working list of more than 200 banned books, including many well-known literary works, like Maya Angelou's I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, Aldous Huxley's Brave New World, and The Handmaid's Tale by prolific Canadian author Margaret Atwood. Atwood was one of the first authors to trash the ban online. The list also made news across the country. In a statement today, Alberta's education minister said, "I'll be revising the order immediately to ensure that our classic literary works remain in school libraries while books with graphic, pornographic images don't end up in the hands of children." The move well received by the Edmonton Public School Board Chair, who says the board is grateful for the responsiveness to the concerns raised by parents, students, educators, and the community, adding that they appreciate the minister's decision to pause the implementation until further notice.
Well, it'll be paused for a couple of hours while the ministerial order is rewritten. The direction will be to take books with pornographic images out of the libraries and to leave the classics alone. I think that there was some misunderstanding of the order.
Nobody is arguing that you should have age and appropriate materials in classrooms. Absolutely not. You should not. But we should fund experts like teacher librarians to ensure that we're having the right materials in the right classrooms for the right ages, instead of just banning everything willy-nilly, which is what this ministerial order attempted to do.
Nenshi also calling the ban and now pause wasted time, wasted money, and unneeded stress. Edmonton's Catholic School Division says that their administrative procedure on Learning Commons has long guided schools in selecting age-appropriate resources. Matt?
All right, CTV's Brendan Purdy live in studio tonight. Thank you. Now, back to school is usually one of the most exciting times of the year. This year, though, is full of uncertainty as teachers across the province could soon be hitting the picket lines. CTV's Evan Kenny joins us now from outside St. Paul Elementary School. Evan, how were kids and parents feeling as they were heading to school this morning?
Matt, there was some excitement and some disappointment as kids realized that the summer is over. As they walked through the front doors of schools today, parents were also excited, but also had the possible teacher strike on their minds.
I think they're almost at the age where they can maybe find something to do, but we are worried about their education and what if they'll fall back.
Carmel's daughters are starting grade 4 and grade 6. She's more worried about how a potential teacher strike could impact her kids' learning than what she'll do with her kid.
We're in a position where I think we would be okay just with with myself and my husband, but I know there are families that would have lots of concerns.
Many families feel the same way as they sit and wait to see what will happen next. Last week, the Alberta Teachers Association walked away from the negotiating table with the Teachers Employer Bargaining Association that is representing the province. That group then voted in favor of a lockout. The government says that would only be used as a reactionary response.
I can work from home some days, but yeah, no, I'm hoping they can get it sorted out because I know there's a lot of parents that are struggling a little bit with that. So.
The teachers have until October 7th to hit the picket lines and would have to provide a 72-hour notice. Parents are hoping it won't come to that.
I support the teachers. I've come from a family of teachers and stuff like that, so hoping they can work it out.
We really appreciate the teachers and what they do.
The Teachers Employer Association would also have to provide a 72-hour notice before locking out teachers. Last week, the ATA turned down a 12% wage increase and the hiring of 3,000 new teachers over the next 3 years. The province says it did not receive a counteroffer. Now, the ATA says teachers' wages have only increased less than 6% over the last decade. And even if they accepted the 12% wage increase, this would still put them their wages at less than teachers in many other provinces. Matt?
All right, CTV's Evan Kenny live outside of St. Paul Elementary tonight. Thank you. A man charged in the death of a woman this weekend had a criminal history. 42-year-old Kyle Lawman is facing charges of first-degree murder, aggravated assault, and breach of probation after a woman was found shot inside an SUV downtown Saturday morning. The victim has been identified as 39-year-old Priscilla McGreer. Norquest College confirmed she was a casual instructor at the school. Court documents show Lawman was convicted of assault causing bodily harm 2 years ago. He was also charged with second-degree murder in 2018. Those charges were stayed. The documents do not explain why. Edmonton homicide detectives are investigating the death of a senior in the Old Strathcona area. Emergency crews were called to the neighborhood in the area of 104th Street and 86th Avenue around 8:30 Saturday morning. Police say an 82-year-old man was found in the backyard of a home in medical distress. He was rushed to hospital where he later died. The Edmonton Police Service says it expects to release more information once the results of an autopsy scheduled for today are complete. The city of Edmonton has deactivated its extreme weather response for poor air quality. The city says the threshold for its response is 2 consecutive days where the air quality health index is 7 or higher. Right now you can see it's still hazy and the health risk is considered moderate. All right, Josh, are you expecting to see the air quality improve, or are we still in for some smoky conditions over the next day or two?
It will at least be hazy, I think, for the next couple of days. Yesterday was the 10 plus, though, so it did get a lot better through the course of last night and into this morning, and then went from a low-risk range to a moderate risk range through this afternoon. I think we're probably moderate risk here for the next 24 to 48 hours. Tomorrow night, actually, into early Thursday morning, could be really, really smoky and potentially back to a 10 plus, but we'll get to that in a second. 22 in Edmonton right now. That is our daytime high so far. 20s and 21s outside the city. Started the day at 10 degrees. So just slightly above average there. And for the daytime high, a lot cooler than last week when we had 4 consecutive record-setting days and 6 straight days in the 30s. We'll be back close to 30 tomorrow, but I don't think we get back into the 30s on a consistent basis through this first week and a half of September. This is what it looks like outside right now with the CTV drone, and you can see, yeah, there's that haze that we were showing you on Skycam as well. It varies. The readings on the air quality health index vary depending on where you are in the city, but almost everybody in that moderate risk range, which does not qualify as an air quality warning. So not only has the city dropped its advisory, but also Environment and Climate Change Canada. You can see there's a bit of a donut here. Edmonton, Red Deer, Lloydminster, everywhere else, north, south, and west is dealing with that air quality warning. In the reds, especially the dark reds, that's where you have the worst air quality, moderate risk range in the yellows and the oranges up in Fort McMurray and here in the Edmonton area. And it looks like we'll probably see the smoke kind of in and out through the rest of tonight and through the day tomorrow. But late in the day tomorrow, as the wind starts to pick up out of the north, not only does it get gusty, but it'll draw in some thicker smoke. And so tomorrow night into Thursday morning could be back to some really, really smoky conditions. It'll also cool off on Thursday. Close to 30 tomorrow, but back closer to 20 for a daytime high Thursday. Full 5-day forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Josh, thank you. Dogs didn't seem to care too much about the weather yesterday. They were making a splash while raising money for charity. Grosvenor Outdoor Pool was transformed into a doggy pool on Monday. Only dogs were permitted in the water while their owners supervised from the sidelines. Admission to the event was a donation to the Second Chance Animal Rescue Society. It was accepting cash and new or gently used pet-related items.
St. Albert's a huge community that supports dogs. We see it in our trails, parks every day. And for 2 hours for them to bring it out, it's really great. You know, it's exciting to see the dog's faces, and the owners as well.
The dog gets to burn some energy, and he loves swimming, and so it's kind of like a win-win.
The doggy swim has been happening since 2012, and it always happens on the pool's last day of the season. There's a new animal at the Edmonton Valley Zoo. Salju is a 6-year-old Lar gibbon that came to Edmonton from the Assiniboine Park Zoo in Winnipeg. She has taken time to get used to the zoo behind the scenes and got to meet her new partner, Sue Lawway. The zoo says Salju is quiet, loves greens, and has a sweet tooth.
New is exciting. So yeah, it's kind of new ambassador for the species. It's exciting to see some of the natural behaviors that kind of entails with it. You're going to see a lot of them right now just as they're kind of getting used to each other. So it's a good time to come to the zoo and see what they're up to.
You can visit the gibbons at the zoo right now. There may be additional barriers, though, to keep people at a respectful distance while the pair get used to one another. Coming up next on CTV News, Armory Tour will take you inside one of Edmonton's oldest buildings that's now for sale.
I think it's very rare that a building like this has come on the market.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law. Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
One of Edmonton's oldest buildings is on the market. In fact, it's so old it wasn't even a part of Edmonton when it was built near White Avenue in 1911. Tonight we have more on the history of the Connaught Armory and what its future may hold.
I'm surprised at how light it is. It's truly light, and that there are so many historical features in here which are truly beautiful.
This is Catherine Ivany's first time inside the Connaught Armory in more than 40 years.
I came here as a student at the university because this was the place, the hopping place to be in the Club Malibu days.
This 114-year-old building has always been a gathering place, whether you were outfitted to dance or to fight.
This building was built before the First World War.
The Connaught Armory was finished in 1911, a year before Strathcona and Edmonton amalgamated into one city. It was used for military purposes during the First and Second World War.
They used areas like this and the park outside to do their drills, to take their tests, and they would often be recruited and mobilized out of here, so all the paperwork was done in the Armory offices.
It served as a meeting place for veterans until 1965, when the federal government sold the building to the city. From the mid-70s through the 90s, it housed a variety of restaurants and nightclubs. Youth Empowerment and Support Services used the space until last year. Now the building is up for sale.
I think it's very rare that a building like this has come on the market.
Carolyn Bowl is part of the city's team tasked with selling the old armory.
I think we maybe gotten a little bit more attention on the building than we expected.
The city is asking for nearly $2.5 million and is accepting offers for a few more weeks. Bowl says some groups have pitches for the armory, while others are more interested in redeveloping the parking lot.
We don't want to be too specific, give away anybody's secrets on the site, but it is definitely going to be interesting reviewing those offers because it really is a wide range of uses.
Reviewing those offers could take months because the Armory is a legally protected municipal and provincial historic resource site. Any renovations will require their approval, and demolition is not an option.
There are lots of interesting developers in the city who are doing interesting things with historic buildings, so I'm really looking forward to see what could come out of this space.
Who knows what the inside could look like the next time this city historian visits. The City of Edmonton says a pilot project to make Old Strathcona more pedestrian-friendly this summer was a success. The area in front of the market was transformed into a pedestrian-only space during 4 different weekends over the course of the summer. The change on 83rd Avenue made the market even busier. Staff at the farmers market would like to see the street closed to vehicles and bikes more often.
Permanently in the summertime would be great to get pedestrian traffic through this area. It would really benefit the farmers market and the back alley businesses as well.
The project is part of the city's Old Strathcona public realm strategy. As for next summer, the city says you can expect more events like this around Old Strathcona. Some disappointment for people hoping to shop at a brand new Zellers location in Edmonton.
I'm very happy that Zellers is here. It will give Walmart competition, and that's what we need. Edmonton needs this. Londonderry needs this. So I'm very happy to have them back.
Shoppers might be happy to have Zellers back, but they'll have to wait a little longer. Despite saying it was going to open Monday at noon, the long line of people waiting ended up being turned away. The retailer was supposed to open in the former Hudson's Bay location at Londonderry Mall. There were several goods and displays inside the store as though it was ready for shoppers, but there was no staff inside. Londonderry Mall staff tell us they expect Zellers will open sometime later this week. Still to come tonight on CTV News, students helping students get safely to school.
Point, double check, proceed.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Point, double check, proceed.
As kids head back to school, crossing guards are also back at their posts, making sure their classmates get to school safely. The Alberta Motor Association is reminding all drivers to be mindful of the 30-kilometer-an-hour speed limit in school and playground zones. It recommends avoiding these areas on daily commutes if you don't have any kids in school.
And if you are a parent that is delivering students to school, we encourage you to leave early, get there in plenty of time so you're not rushing. And also we recommend that you consider parking a block away from school and walking your children. In fact, you'll probably get them there quicker and also safer.
During the last school year, police issued more than 1,500 tickets in playground zones.
Were you a crossing guard?
No, never. No.
What?
No, I'm from Nova Scotia. It was a paid position back home.
Surprises me.
Were you a crossing guard?
Yeah, I like the power.
And the vest.
Well,
looking pretty sharp.
I do look good in neon. Take a look outside right now with the Action Furnace River Valley Skycam Action Furnace fixed right free. 22 degrees and a little hazy across parts of the city. We're in the moderate risk range on the Air Quality Health Index, 22 as well in Red Deer. You get a 26 in Grand Prairie, 17s and 18s here through east central and northeastern Alberta. As we said, most of northern, western, and southern Alberta has an air quality warning. That's not the case here in the city. And you can see, without the haze, skies would actually be fairly clear. And that will be the case for the next 2 days as well. It would be mainly sunny to partly cloudy. It's just that haze that's going to kind of obscure the sun for the next little bit. There's that donut that we were talking about right around Edmonton, south towards Red Deer, where you've got some oranges and yellows. Just moderate risk. It's not great, but it's better than it is here in the red zones off to the north, northwest, and then down through the Calgary region where you have 10 pluses. It does look like some of that smoke that's off to the west will start to drift in. The wind is going to swing around to the west-southwest overnight tonight. So tomorrow morning, this is 9 a.m., could see air quality get a little bit worse. Then it improves a little bit late in the day tomorrow. This is 6 p.m. tomorrow. Watch all this really thick smoke, though, to the north. Starting to dive south as the wind swings around. It gets gusty late tomorrow. And so that smoke, I think, is thickest in the Edmonton area overnight Wednesday into early Thursday morning. And then late in the day Thursday, we start to see a little bit of improvement with that as well. So as we said, it's going to be variable in intensity over the course of the next couple of days. But the worst is probably tomorrow night, early Thursday morning. Again, it would be fairly clear if it weren't for the smoke. The exception is northeastern Alberta, where you will see a bit of cloud cover tomorrow and maybe even a spotty shower in parts of northeastern Alberta late tomorrow afternoon or early tomorrow evening. Temperature-wise, 12 degrees here in Edmonton tomorrow. You'll be in the 5 to 8 degree range in the morning hours across east central, northeastern Alberta. 10s, 11s through the Peace Country and into Red Deer. Daytime highs tomorrow afternoon. Look at that, 25 to 30 range in the northwest. A little cooler, low 20s in northeastern Alberta, 23 for Cold Lake, and about 26 in Vegreville. Should be 22 or 23 for Lloydminster, but 30s for Red Deer, Calgary, 32 in Jasper tomorrow afternoon. Here in the city, we'll see temperatures slide to about 15 degrees by midnight, 11 or 12 degrees tomorrow morning, and then back into the low 20s by lunchtime tomorrow. So pretty close to where we were for a high today by noon. Then 27 or 28 for a high tomorrow afternoon. And the wind picks up out of the northwest, 20 gusting to 40 kilometers per hour. And as we said, that is probably going to draw in some thicker smoke for late tomorrow into early Thursday morning. It will also draw in some cooler temperatures from 27 or 28 for a high tomorrow to around 20 on Thursday. A little bit of a warm up through the weekend and early next week as we're back into the mid-20s. And the average daytime high is 20. So outside of Thursday, every single day for the next 10 is warmer than average. Matt?
All right, Josh, thank you. A new four-legged friend has moved in at Red Deer Polytechnic. Dr. Wolf is a robot that is unleashing new research possibilities. The college says the doctor blends purpose and entertainment, showing some of the real-world uses of tech advancements in education and industry. Dr. Wolf has many abilities. It can navigate complex environments that are unsafe for humans. It can also attend events and help facilitate tours. When we return, a musical mystery, the unreleased recordings of a local accordion legend uncovered by his family.
It's such a find because my dad was an old school musician and there's not very many of them left.
CTV News at 5 continues.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Coming up on CTV News at 6, animal control officers seize more than 80 snakes from a single home in Edmonton. Also ahead, how to protect yourself from fraud if you're using a digital wallet. And an excellent way to celebrate a Vegreville landmark, a world record attempt for carrying an egg with a spoon. Those stories and much more on CTV News at 6 with Jeff Hastings. Family in Edmonton is paying tribute to their late father by releasing new music. They stumbled upon a master tape of their father's work that was never heard before. And now the sounds of his accordion are music to their ears. CTV's Merrick Takash has the story.
Paul Sveen is pressing play on a special record, his dad's 29th and final album.
We were cleaning the house out and we happened to find a box with several master tapes in them. I recognized the names of the albums in it, and I go, these are my dad's albums.
Paul's late father, Olaf Sveen, was a decorated accordionist from Norway. He immigrated to Canada in 1949. Olaf sold more than 300,000 records. However, this one was never released.
We had to get this produced. We had to get this done, and it became a mission.
Olaf died in 2007. Since then, his family has taken it upon themselves to finish the record titled Double Trouble.
He really went out of his way to record this album, but he never produced it, and that was, to me, the mystery.
The record is a double album featuring Olaf playing two different accordions.
It's such a find because my dad was an old school musician, and there's not very many of them left.
The family is choosing not to profit from the album, instead releasing it on YouTube for all to hear.
We feel like he helped us get this finished.
Merrick Takash, CTV News, Edmonton.
And that's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. CTV News continues right now.